Hello, it's Pigsy doing another video. What should I talk about? I did look thinner in the face. What we said about that? So you look a bit thinner. I've done a refeed, but I waited to about... How long did I go? About 26 hours. And then I ate. And to be honest, I'm broke, so I just draped around, got enough pennies together, and I went to a local place that sort of sells good food really quite cheap. And I probably, I don't know, had about 2,000 calories today actually. Yeah, I ended up gobbling up a bit more than I intended. I had 4 muffins, a big large packet of crisps, and a curry. Curry's probably got, it's one of these ready meal things, not exactly wonderful. It's just I've just been quite busy, and like I say, financially I'm bloody broke, so I just found this money. I had a check through my coats and I found this cash in it. I thought, well, that's fine. And yeah, and just went out and bought a few bits and stuff, so I can just keep going really. But it doesn't matter. I think if people say I'm losing weight, I'm happy with that. I put a picture. It's always great when you put pictures out there and you get feedback from family and friends, and they say, you know, they basically say you look a bit more slimmer and so on. Gives you a bit more, you know, your face looks longer, they said. Could be because I started growing this bit here as well. But it's a noticeable effect, noticeable improvement, and that's important. And what I wanted to talk about today, I guess, is when we look at health, we see someone healthy. Often we think the reflection on the outside is just the internal health to do with the body, but we don't really think about the mental health as well. A healthy body also suggests a healthy mind. And often our body uses fasting when we've got emotional traumas and things in our life. So when you're depressed, for instance, people stop eating, or if they're feeling sad, they start eating. There's another thing, they just are overloading themselves with inflammation. Hey, because they're punishing themselves. Interesting. I guess when you're happy, you forget about eating altogether anyway, so it doesn't always work that way. Jolly people are sometimes fat people. That's because they've got all the other minerals in it their body needs, basically, they're always loaded up. Interesting, I saw something that said that basically your brain had issues around salt and sugar, and so it can be tricked. I don't know if that's true really. I agree with something else I come across where it said about basically you're better at switching gears, burning sugar and then burning fat. Your body's more aware of different resources it's got, but you've got to go in that zone, you've got to push yourself into that zone. And also, like I say, there's, when you've got things, you've got meditation, and you've got OMAD, or you're doing your fasting, or doing your prolonged fasting. If you find yourself getting depressed or down, it's really digging into some psychological wounds you've got in there. You're digging this stuff out. It may bring up anything to the surface, but it's a bit like an engine. And while your tank is fairly full, there's no issue. But when you, on an older engine anyway, but when your tank is, I'm thinking about some eating disorders now, and but when your tank is fairly empty, you'll get things such as like your dirty fuel or something in the bottom of your tank, and all that results in is problems with your car backfiring and smoking out the back and stuff like that. So I guess in human terms, while you've got food coming in and your mind's distracted and it makes you feel good, there's a feel-good factor with food and not eating as well. And this is the problem as well. I've mentioned before, some people with eating disorders, it could be that they know eating 3 meals a day isn't right for them, and it's messed them up. They've got some issues they've got to deal with mentally, and you know, maybe they'd be better off dealing with, say, having a larger, doing 1 meal a day, and have it as a rule, you have to have 1 meal a day, and they're not picking out the calorie counts. To say, look, you can have this many calories, you won't actually put on any weight anyway. I mean, not unless your body wants to, and that's the key factor. You're not forcing it in there, and then you start putting on weight and you start feeling miserable because you don't feel natural. Your body will start bulking up in places and doing stuff like that. And then also, I guess if I'm reaching out to people with eating disorders, if you're fairly young, and I mean under 25 is young, then I mean by the time you get to 30, your body's probably getting to where it wants to be. For men, I mean, for instance, it might bulk up, it might be between 35 and 40. I think our lungs don't properly finish developing until we're about 30. So when we overthink about what we are now and worry about how society perceives us, we shouldn't, because everything's moving forward all the time. It's only everything exists in transition. The quicker you transition, the better. See, you adapt and flourish. That's what happens. The quicker you are to adapt to things, the quicker you are to flourish from them and benefit from the results. I'm not saying it's easy. I've been in some dark places myself. You know, they don't always. They're not easy to bounce it back straight out of. I had to go into a dark place. Like, for instance, I didn't start the OMAD stuff until I didn't feel great about myself, and I wanted to improve myself. And then I was looking at self-development, and it was motivation. I turned the dark energy into motivation. I thought, well, you've got to get there. You've got to push for results. And now I feel more positive about myself. It's kind of like having a positive effect on the rest of the areas of my life. So you know, like I'm more interested in like yoga. I haven't been there for a bit, but this morning I did my these bloody cars. That's what immediately you have to be relaxed, deal with stress. So I haven't been to yoga for a bit, but I did a yoga session which will be uploaded as one of my videos, and I think encouraging people to do that. And there's also the quantum, if we're both doing it together, if you watch the video, then you'll obviously be with me at the time. You know, it's how we are. It's just like dimensions in our reality. I mean, time is a construct for the movement of the world. Where we live inside our minds is sort of completely different. So I did think about a longer fast a day, but yet again, you've got to listen to what your body wants. You've got a long day, you're feeling tired, you haven't got the luxury of just taking a day off and resting. I mean, if I had for instance, the weekend, so I had the weekend off from work, then I would probably create a different fasting protocol that works for me. I mean, I could turn around and say, right, Friday night, you know, if I'm not doing anything. Well, let's say if it was a kind of lifestyle where I went out with my mates, I had to go out all the time, and I'd like to go out for a drink. I mean, alcohol's not just that great, but what I could do is when I'm not, is in some way it swings and balances. So I end up pulling back a bit and having a good solid fasting session, and have that on a sort of a longer fast, and have that sort of quite frequent. But, you know, so your lifestyle is your choices. That's really what's quite important. Yeah, so it's okay. I haven't washed it though. It's fine. And so I need to figure out what I want to do about my hair. I mean, I'm basically washing it with warm water, or washing it with water, and that seems fine. My skin feels fine, so a combination of fasting and that is fine. And I feel happier that I'm not using all these chemicals on me. I like a bit of bicarb. I put on things like deodorant and aftershave. I'm just trying to calm it down a little bit. I might even make my own aftershave at some point. Make up a mixture. It's only got to be strong in alcohol, and then put in some scented things. And be aware they will be absorbed in the skin as well. There could be things that can relax me. There could be some other interesting ideas I've got. But I've got to try them out first. You know, it's just people that drive so strange sometimes. What they've got to do is just get in the lane and sort of drift around. So yeah, so there's a lot of, so going back to if you have got an eating disorder and you're listening to this, then you know there's a lot of scope to play around with when you eat, not how much, and let your body do it. You know what is your natural form, and like I said, you might not get there until you're 30 something. So what you do is you have a longer term plan rather than a shorter term plan. Or if you're trying to be like, you know, somebody else who's a lot skinnier, or you're trying to punish yourself, there's more deeper roots. I mean, you can still punish yourself. It's a punishment enough. Well, actually, it becomes a lifestyle thing with your OMAD or a prolonged fast and things where you have a large sort of refeed. Now, when I say prolonged, it depends on how skinny you are. You're not going to need to do that if you're quite skinny framed, but 1 meal a day should be fine. And then you can pretty much eat whatever you like. I tell you what, first of all, just try that out. Just eat all the things that you thought you couldn't eat, would make you put on weight, and let yourself put on the weight and then go to the scales. And also water weight. It's not going to tell you the truth figures. What you've got to be looking at is when you went to the toilet and when you ate and things like that. So maybe rather than look at pounds, look at your like half a stone or so many, I don't know, maybe so many kilos. Well, you measured, see. For my thing, it's probably going to be look at your kilos, look at your kilograms rather than your grams and things like that. Don't be sort of too petty about the smaller figures because water weight it will change. I mean, you would probably better look at sort of like, let's see, between the 3 and 6 kilograms is something you want to be looking at. Changes in your body weight. So it's like, for me, it's half a stone, that is, to a stone. And just keep at it, really. You know, there is answers there for you. But what I'm suggesting is to try some different pattern. You might not eat like your parents, you might not eat like your brother and sister and so on. You know, just observe how animals feed and you think, oh well, maybe, you know, because there might be times where you're detoxing and you're stuffing your face with food and it's not allowing you to emotionally detox. And there's a connection between the food and your health directly. So if you feel emotionally unhealthy, and you'll find yourself, you know, being force-fed or the guilt around it, other emotions, it's becoming a bit of a kind of vicious cycle. So you need to pull yourself out from that. You need a bit of time out. Maybe time out for things that are toxic and that are affecting your life. It could be some family, you want to break, stay with some other family somewhere else. And then also experiment with a meal. What food do you like to eat? What foods make you feel good? And then just get a load of that and eat that. And just eat one big meal and see what happens. And then don't eat anything for 24 hours. And at the end of the 24 hours, and have a look at your weight. And if you're still not kind of happy with it, then you wait until maybe you've got a toilet, and then you'll get probably better results. Then you'll what's happening. I think usually in 24 hours, usually you go to poop at least once. So that's thoughts, and yeah, longer fasts might bring out some more sort of darker things. I don't know, just there's stuff in there that's been collecting emotionally inside you. And I mentioned the reverse of it as well, is that people that are maybe obese, who have they've kind of departmentalised, they've shoved all this stuff into one area, and then when they feel bad they eat food and then they feel a lot better. They're constantly praising themselves and rewarding themselves mentally. I think that's what they do. They're actually another form of punishment. The body knows it. The body's thinking, what the hell are you giving me more sugar? What the hell are we going to do today? Say, what, playing a bloody computer, Xbox or something? Or just hanging around looking at your phone or whatever tablet is. The body knows. I think what we've tried to implement is things that you had in the past. And then new skills as well, just skill up. I mean, can you sew your clothes? Can you repair them? I mean, I got some trousers I put the buttons on, and one is a buggered up zipper. I might have to stick a new zipper on it. I mean, there was no point. It's tempting. We've got asking her. I was going to let them cross the road. But I think it's my hormones. See a woman you can help out, you think, maybe I'll help her out. And I'm betrayed by my own gender psyche. But we all have our own, you know. It's like some people compulsively want to talk about things they come in contact. Like, did you see what she was wearing or something? You know, all that sort of stuff. If I was trying to pretend I'm female, to mimic different people, it's quite easy. You just absorb them and you can't pick up their energy and their vibration. So I guess I have got some skills I probably haven't tapped into yet in that kind of spiritual domain. And then, so what do you do? How do you use meditation to improve your mind? You see these people and all they're doing is mimicking stuff. They always assume they go like this with their hand and they just do it because they think that's what they should be doing. But are they really benefit from it? They just basically copying what they see. I mean, it's okay if it gets them into that spiritual state of mind, focus. It just means they've got a more Zen Buddhist. But you can meditate your eyes open. Most people do actually. You end up daydreaming. They end up slightly separated from their body, and it's all cool. See, most of the things are already natural, like fasting. People can turn it into a religion if they wanted to, turn it into science. They can turn it into, they can turn it into anything, a lifestyle, a culture. You can take something and turn it into something else. It's very easy to do that. Just thought, I've got a shortcut maybe. I've got a shortcut. I like shortcuts. And that's the same for other things. You can take them other places. So meditation, for instance, you can use it as a psychotherapy tool. So what you need to do, like for me, I've got a person, and I've got a bit of resentment or some other stuff from the past, things I would like to resolve that I can't because it's really in my pocket. Where are you going? Oh, with lights or something. It's all green. Very interesting. That's my war dance. This was my previous life. Different tribal beats. I have to figure them out. Some things I do tap. And they increase, the frequency increases before you go to war. You tap a little louder. It freaks people out. Oh, come on. Can't you just bloody burn up the other person? That's what you need to meditate. Anyway, yes, go back to the person. So there's some bit of resentment that I need to look at. I put it to one side and I said, look, move on, be a man. I've said that, but it's still there. So I actually need to clean out the gutter. And the only way to do that is meditate on a person, see them in a happy state, or whoever the object of you have issues with. It could be an individual, it could be anything really. And it could be a place. Maybe you've got a place and you've got some sort of negative thing or the feelings. But maybe you had a bad experience in a location and you're always reminded of it. And then what you want to do is you just want to let go of that emotion. You want to see what the emotion is, meditate on that, meditate on the person, and then you just want to put a subtle suggestion. I'm going to move on now. This is the past. It needs to go away. I'm going to move on. I'm not the same person. They're not the same person. I'm going to move on. And then just have that, and just see it go away in a black puff of smoke or something. Just see it all. Or maybe it's like water, it just drains off you. Maybe some elements, sometimes the idea about using elements. Or something you just release and it's blown away in the wind. Like words on a bit of paper are blown away forever. Into a hurricane. Just visualise that and just concentrate on it just being pulled away from you, this resentment. And try to feel your peace. Because what you want to do is feel the resentment, but then let it go. So you're kind of touching upon that neuron, you're touching upon whatever conscious construct it is that feeds to that emotion, and then you're letting it go. Come on, some of us got to go work. Oh, it's got some bloody choice traffic jams and crap, and different coloured lights. So yeah, that's some sort of yoga work, but you could use yoga in different ways. I mean, you could meditation. You could be focused on shazba, I think is some type of like shit something. That's German. Yeah, I mean, you can use it for a gym. You can use it for anything. I mean, if you focus on a task, just see the end result. That's what you do. You sort of mentally psych yourself into a. But then you see yourself do the exercise and you see yourself complete it. And so it's almost conclusion completed really in your mind. So there's tools. Put the tools into motion, and they can make them work for you. Same for religion actually. If you take religion, Bibles, there's esoteric knowledge in it. Just strip it out what you want from it. Use it. It's meant to be there as a toolkit. Don't be going breathing it around like you are a holy book, but rather than you just not as dissect it to use it and weaponize it some way, but you can use it to enrich yourself in a way that makes meaningful understanding, and that way you are the living proof of whatever you believe in. Basically, you are your own gospel. So there we go. Anyways, peace sign off and speak to you soon.